And we sat on this stupid bus day and night, but we saw the United States. we saw which Niagara Falls was, my middle sister, she was a little bit sickly, but my older sister Eva and I, we would, my dad got somewhere on the way kidney stones. Oh yeah, here in Colorado Springs, that's where it was. And so we couldn't go on. He had, in those days they just waited that you pass the stone. And so they could care, in a way, he was so sick. Eva and I, you just go and do something, get out of, So we hiked all over this area because we just like now, it's so beautiful. That's what I remember about that trip. But we also stopped in Chicago, which is sort of funny because my husband is from Chicago, but we had some other friends who had immigrated to Chicago, and we stayed with them a night maybe, and I remember, going to Lake Michigan, and it was beautiful, and they made a wonderful dinner, and then we got back on the stupid Greyhound bus. It was very, very difficult.
How long was the whole trip from Boston till you got to Los Angeles?
Probably a couple of weeks. I think there was 2 weeks on the boat, and then 2 weeks here, and then we, like my uncles, there were 3 uncles in Los Angeles. My father's 3 brothers. They were all at the Greyhound station greeting us, and my older cousin, Frank Anker, who already had his own business. They were all there, and it was a big,
I'm struck by how close a family you have, and how big a big a part they played in your life.
Yeah, well, because they saved our lives, number one. And when you're an immigrant, you stick together, even now, like where I live, the Mexicans all live together. They have, you go to the park, and where I live, they have birthday parties, the whole mishpacha is there. And I think that's what it is. You stick together when you first come. Of course, I wanted to become American, but I had these friends. They were not Jewish. There were no Jewish kids. And my father was very worried. And remember, he sent me to B'nai B'rith, that I would meet some Jewish. They couldn't afford joining a synagogue. But, I didn't like that either. So,
are there any stories that stand out in your mind about that time in your life, coming to America and settling in Los Angeles?
Well, what I do remember is that my parents worked very hard. My mother never, she was a housewife. In Europe, she was well off. She had help in the house. And all of a sudden, she became a chicken farmer. And she worked terribly hard physically, but I never heard them complain. My father said, we're lucky to be here. And he was happy in Van Nuys, and and we had all this family too, which meant more to them than to me. But I was close to my cousins, and even now my cousin Lilo lives, but at Passover we always together, and I told her I was coming here for this kind of little reunion, and we're still close.